Hey guys, this is Srini, and in this video, let's have a quick look at how we can use GridSearchCV that's available as part of scikit-learn. How can we use that to tune hyperparameters in our neural networks? Okay, so this video will provide a quick introduction of what it is. Okay, and in the next upcoming tutorials, let's actually do some specific examples. Let's tune, for example, learning rate and momentum. Let's tune batch size, epoch size, and all that. In fact, what are we talking about? So let me jump to code to show you a few lines, and then let's define what hyperparameters are, so we are all on the same page. Okay. Okay, so here is a bunch of code, and ignore everything. All we want to look at is when we define a model, okay, we're going to define, for example, if we are using stochastic gradient descent as our optimizer, okay, stochastic gradient descent, it takes multiple parameters. One of those is learning rate. The other one is momentum. And if you look at the model itself, we define what activation function we want to use and what is the kernel initializer, meaning how do you want to initialize the weights, right? Whether it is random or, well, random with some structure and so on. So that's your kernel initializer. All of these have an effect on, on your model that you're trying to train, including the loss function. What loss function is the best one for you? Do you know that? Well, if you know, great. If not, how do you perform a grid search? When we say a grid search, what does that mean? Well, how many parameters did we already identify? We have learning rate, we have momentum, we have activation, kernel initializer, and it can also be for example, the loss function and the optimizer right here, if I haven't gotten it, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different parameters, and which one works. And in addition to this, like what batch size is appropriate and what step, number of epochs and all that. So if you add all of these, then these are too many parameters for you to test. And it does take quite a bit of time for the system to go through. But then if you automate it, especially if you throw it in Google Cloud, like Colab, for example, then maybe it's worth just doing it and then get the best one after a day and use those for your real model training. So for that, we are going to use, if you look down here, we are going to use two things, right? One is called down here, GridSearchCV. Okay, and the other one that's important here is Keras classifier wrappers around the scikit-learn. Now let's look at the documentation quickly. So if you look at scikit model selection, you have the GridSearchCV, and this is originally designed to perform a grid search on the models that are part of scikit-learn, which is random forest, support vector machines, and logistic regressions, and so on. Maybe I'll make a video in terms of how to do a grid search on all of these for MNIST data sets. So please stay tuned. But this is what it's designed to do. Scikit-learn doesn't know anything about Keras models. So how do you use this for Keras models grid search? For that, the TensorFlow people, they have written this API that we can use, which is Keras classifier, okay, as part of Keras wrappers. Okay, so we are going to use these two, and you just saw a quick snapshot of the code we are going to use. So I hope this gives a good understanding of what we are trying to do. What we are trying to do is make all of these hyperparameters like some sort of a variables that we span through the hyperparameter space, so we can look at the final covariance. So we can look at the final cross-validation score. I think that's what it reports, right? Again, if you have any questions, go ahead and look at the documentation. So CV, this is a number you can define. It's actually looking at the cross-validation, and go ahead and based on this cross-validation, pick the one that's the best for your specific problem. Okay, so that's the plan for the next few videos. But at least now you know that this thing exists, something called GridSearchCV, and the way you work with this is basically defining your a dictionary for your parameters that you want to span and fitting it. That's it. So the next few videos, stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and this is nice, short and sweet video, and I hope you found this to be useful. Thank you very much.